Hey, space guy. Hey, space guy. Watch your friggin' mouth, okay? Watch your friggin' mouth. Hearing you slandering me in the chat. How dare you? How dare you, space guy? Watch your mouth, brother. Watch your dirty, stinking mouth. Slandering my name, besmirching my name in the stream chat. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Some kind of superstar? anyways. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Appreciate all of yous. well gone. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. We're back in the hot seat. Random show settings once again. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling fine. If you can see your reflection in my forehead, then you know I've done a good job of my facial. Okay? If my forehead is looking like a rear view mirror, then I've done a good job with my bedtime, nighttime skincare routine. You're welcome. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for all of you tuning in. I appreciate all of you so much. So what are we going to do today? A lot of things to do. We got a lot of things to get through today. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We're just going to run straight through them. You get me? We're going to run straight through all the things we have to check out today, because today is a busy day full of loads of clips that I want to share with you guys. So let's just jump right on into it, and let's not waste any time, right? Let's not waste any time. The first clip we're going to jump into is a very tasty clip that I'm sure a lot of you are going to get a kick out of, because it's the most mundane, nonsensical, crappy thing. But for me, you know, being the internet sleuth that I am, this brings me a lot of joy. So I'm going to play you a clip that features Yuri. Yuri from No Jumper is leaving his humble abode in LA. Some people are suggesting that Comparada and Lush One chased him out of where he lives, because they appeared at his doorstep, because he was antagonizing them and going back and forth with them and hurling insults at them, and they, you know, tried to call his bluff and go to his house for a little fisticuffs, and he hid underneath his desk. Some people are suggesting that's the reason why he's leaving. I don't think so. I think that's a coincidence. I think there was always going to be the possibility that Yuri is going to leave, because once Riley went back home to visit her parents, you would assume, you know, maybe she got homesick, maybe she got a job there, something happened, something could change, and they'd want to go. Now they're trying to spin it in like it's a good change for both of them to go together, but you know how it is with couples. You don't both need to arrive at the same decision or have the same decision or make the same plans, but it's beneficial when maybe one person has, like, you know, a little clarity moment, goes away somewhere, gets a bit of inspiration, and then comes back to the other person and is like, hey, I've been thinking about this, what do you think? And kind of, you know, pushes you in that direction. So I think that's what basically happened with Riley. The other cynical thing people are saying, which I also don't agree with, there's a more cynical point of view that says allegedly Riley was summoned back home where she lives, somewhere in San Francisco, somewhere up north from where they are in LA. She was summoned there because her parents weren't happy with how Yuri was treating Riley, and the images and videos they'd seen online of how Yuri was treating Riley. So they summoned her up there to give her a good telling off. And as parents are, they spoke some sense into her, maybe made her see the error of her ways, and maybe put Yuri on a bit of a timeline and said, hey, if he doesn't fix up, we don't want this guy around anymore. So he's going there to kind of prove that he's good enough, decent enough, and worthy to have, Riley be in his life and stuff. I don't buy that either. I think the parents are more than happy with Yuri. I don't think someone like a Yuri stays with a Riley for this long if the parents aren't okay with it. There's been tons of videos of them outside and online embarrassing each other and bickering and arguing and doing all sorts of madness. If it was going to come to an end because of a parent intervention, it would have come to an end a long time ago. Long story short, they are both moving out of their current humble abode. So Yuri is packing. Yuri is packing up all the stuff in his studio space he's got. I'm assuming that's basically his main room, right, where he puts his podcasts and shit and does his live stream. Do you want to see an interesting video? Do you want to see a fascinating video? Do you want to see a 30-year-old man trying to assemble a cardboard box? Would you like to see that? Would you like to see a video of a 30-year-old man trying to assemble a cardboard packing box so that he can get ready to move? Yes, I'm sure you would like to see that. I'm sure you would like to see a 30-year-old man expertly put together a cardboard box. I know you would. Here you go.
Now, where's that box at? Is this one? What can I put in here? Purse, that thing? Yeah, I guess. Fuck it. Oh, what the fuck? I always forget it's like connected.
I always forget. Sure.
Grande box, dude. Alright.
Oh shit, I didn't show you the picture. Let me go back again. So I gotta take the picture off. My bad. Here we go.
Now, where's that box at? Is this one? What can I put in here? Purse, that thing? Yeah, I guess. Fuck it.
By the way, I've never seen somebody assemble a cardboard box that way and like pat the sides. I don't know what the pat does. What does that pat do on the side of the box? Someone let me know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing things, but what does the pat on the side of the cardboard box do? What does that do?
Purse, that thing? Yeah, I guess. Fuck it.
What does that pat do? Who knows?
What the fuck? I always forget it's like
I always forget.
connected.
Yo, big up Timu Kazi. Big up Timu Kazi. Wagwan.
Grande box, dude. Alright.
What does that punch do? I don't know.
I've gone so good at taping since yesterday.
Watch how he tapes the box, by the way. Keep in mind, this is a cardboard box that you need to put things in that you're going to be moving with. Maybe heavy, maybe whatever. Just bear in mind how cardboard boxes are usually taped up. Think about an Amazon box. Think about when you've packed up. Think about how you tape a box. Just keep that in mind and watch where he places the tape on the box.
Bro, look at that. Professional ass taper. Oh no. Good.
What is that? What type of taping is that? Why has he left the main section of the box that should be taped first, which is the middle? Why has he left that completely open? And what? Is he incapable of... Does he not know how boxes are usually taped up? If you put anything in it with any type of weight, why don't it just fall through? Is the tape actually taut around the box? Is that even packing tape? I don't know.
Why is it like not sticky?
Now we're going across. Nice.
Boom, dude.
Are you seeing what's happening? Have you ever seen somebody tape a cardboard box this way? If you're not watching this and you're listening to this in the background somewhere, he's taping the bottom of a cardboard box in an almost crosshatch type of way, but he's not going over the main seam in the middle that you're meant to tape up. So he's exposing that main seam so that when you put stuff inside the box, all the weight is going to be taken up by the tape. So it's most likely to break. Whereas if you tape it in the middle first, as taut as possible, you're going to reinforce and almost increase the rigidity in the cardboard box because you're taping it as tight as you can along where the flaps are in the middle, like a regular person would. And then maybe you can increase the rigidity of it by extra tape as he's doing now. But he is satisfied with this at the moment. Could you imagine this? Being somebody that you know? Could you imagine this? Being a life partner? Whew.
Wait, which one's the top, which one's the bottom? Oh, I made it upside down.
I made it upside down. Somehow he's managed to tape the box upside down. So now if there are things in there that need to be put up a certain way and he gets movers to put the boxes in the van, which he probably will, you assume, they're probably not going to know which way up is right and it's probably going to fuck up the things inside it. Doesn't matter, but, nice little detail.
Fuck it, that doesn't matter. Right? Okay.
By the way, is there something wrong with his back or something? Or is he just a bit tapped? Do you think he's got something wrong with him, like developmental issues and shit? The way he stands. Just look at the way he stands and his posture. Is that just because of being hunched over in the computer? Or is he or is that, because he's got that thing that people do that are a bit redacted, where it's a simple task and he's like super concentrating. He wants to poke his tongue out, but he's not doing it that bad. He's not like Brendan, but he's almost like really, really concentrating to get this right. Like trying to figure it out. Like this is a complicated mathematical equation or something.
Should I add one more piece of tape to it? I'm gonna add one more. Down the middle. One more down the middle, just to be safe.
Like there's something about how he's standing and his posture that makes me think he's not all there in the head. Or maybe it's just the way that he's standing trying to be comedic and shit. I'm not too sure. He's finally got the tape where it should be now. Finally got it where it should be. Now he has no idea what he's putting inside the box. I don't know which way it works. Maybe you'd have an idea of what you want to put in the box. Maybe you put those things to the side and then you put them in the box once it's taped. But you know what you're doing. Look at the first thing that he grabs to put inside of a cardboard box. Just look at the first thing that he grabs to put inside of a cardboard box to move with to this new humble abode. Look at the first thing he grabs.
Blasi fucking cough syrup bag or whatever it is, bag? Laundry basket?
Of course, he's grabbing a bag. He's grabbing a bag to put inside of a box. A bag that could easily be used to carry other things inside it. He's now using that bag to put, taking up space inside of a box to put a bag in it. Okay.
We could probably use this to carry stuff, like laundry.
Yeah, you could. You could use it as as an unorthodox carrier bag or something. Maybe put some laundry in it, maybe some t-shirts or something. But no, that's okay. Let's fold up the bag. Let's fold up the extra big tote bag and put it inside the box. That makes a lot of sense.
Alright, let me get the chat up on the other screen too.
I saw this earlier and I was perplexed. I was like, this guy's nearly 30 years old, isn't it? This guy is like a mature adult, no? Pays taxes and shit, looks after himself and shit. And this is what, no idea how to pack. No idea how to assemble a cardboard box. Not to pack. Jesus Christos. Big up Theodore.
Yuri should start a civil lawsuit against the public school system he went to.
Brother, it's pretty shocking, isn't it? It's pretty shocking how redacted he is. It's pretty shocking. But it's not like, I'm not somebody that, even though I take a lot of pride in my intellect, right? I take a lot of pride in how cultured I am and how wise and how intelligent I am. And how well read I am, right? You can see by the books around me, right? You see the Adolf Hitler book, right? You know what time it is. Even though I take a lot of pride in the amount of books I read and all that sort of malarkey, I think having life knowledge, having general knowledge of how to conduct yourself as an adult is just as important, if not more important, than how book smart you are. The ability to know how to open a bank account, the ability to know how to, like, I don't know, fix your bike, the ability to know how to unplug a drain, how to turn off the fucking water if it's leaking, how to iron your clothes, all those type of things. How to put things on auto pay, how to not miss bills, what to do if you're ill, what to eat, what kind of home remedies you can make for yourself to alleviate some of the pain and whatever it may be, how to make a soup, like this standard like adult shit. I value that just as much as I value a really good education, a really good reading list. And I think especially when men, there's something I have intrinsically about me that I get weirdly annoyed and frustrated by, and I think it's similar to Rogan. I remember Mike Redbar making a good point about Rogan, where he said Rogan, when Chris Stefano was on Rogan, he was like, Chris Stefano represents like everything Rogan hates. The chaos, the uncertainty, the lack of discipline, the sensitivity, right? Like, it's just, he can't. That's not what he sees as a man. And I think with me, one of my weird toxic traits is that I think men who can't look after themselves, men who are not self-reliant, self-resilient, you just taking up space, Like, you have to be baby. Like, you're nearly 30 years old and you don't know how to tape a box. First of all, you tape it the wrong way around. Even though it's got an arrow, it's clearly labeled. It's like a proper branded. They even bought those boxes, right? Real men just figure it out, right? You go to like a fucking shop, you ask people, you get them from the back of the store, you figure out. You don't buy brand new cardboard boxes. If you're going to buy them, cool, buy a brand new cardboard box. The cardboard box is a proper branded one, and it has arrows and shit around it that tells you how to construct it. It probably has instructions on the box of how to fold it, of how to tape it, and it's got a massive arrow that tells you which way around it should be, and he still messes it up. That for me is a questionable adult. Like, how are you not able to tape a cardboard box? And how is the first thing you put in the cardboard box a gigantic tote bag? The first thing you put in the cardboard box is a gigantic tote bag. That's what you really need, right? That's what took you. That's what's necessary at this moment with the move, is to put a giant tote bag in the cardboard box you just assembled. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes all the sense. But I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that stream or that particular video was nonsensical, because he has one of the best stream chats ever. If you ever want to chuckle, if you ever want to laugh, I do recommend you check out Yuri's streams on Kick. Subscribe if you want to be a fan of his show. Check him out. He's got a channel on YouTube too. I think it's just called Yuri 2 or something like that. Check it out on there. But if you ever want to laugh and if you ever want to giggle, I recommend you check out Yuri's stream, and you check out his stream chat in particular, because they have one of the best and most funniest stream chat I've seen in my life. And some of the donos that come through legitimately make me laugh. And this is one of them, because this person echoed some of my thoughts seeing him trying to put together that cardboard box.
Bro, but no, I've had that since 7th grade. 7th grade or 8th grade.
Toki Schmom dropped a bag of $2. Does this remind anyone else of the time that they left their 8-year-old son to pack their own room? When we moved out of Compton, I left my son to pack his own room, and it took him 3 days. He ate fruit snacks he found under his carpet. Pray for Riley.
What?
I honestly love his stream chat. His stream chat might be one of the funniest ever. The donos that come through, the troll donos, are so fucking good. Pray for Riley. He reminds me of my 8-year-old trying to pack. Honestly, one more time. That was such a good dono. One more time, please. One more friggin' time. Oh my god.
Toki Schmom dropped a bag of $2. Does this remind anyone else of the time that they left their 8-year-old son to pack their own room? When we moved out of Compton, I left my son to pack his own room, and it took him 3 days. He ate fruit snacks he found under his carpet. Pray for Riley.
What?
That cope laugh is brilliant. Pray for Riley. Not even pray for Yuri. Pray for Riley. Oh, God almighty, man. God almighty. But to be fair anyway to them, hopefully they have a good moving away trip. Hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully this is also the end of their relationship drama, because as much as I like to laugh and rag on them, it is quite tiring and exhausting. I think it's similar to actually having a friend like that. Actually having a close friend who's in a toxic relationship and he's always arguing, or they're always arguing with their partner, and you're out with them. It's already annoying when you're out with when your friends and their girls are there and you're the third wheel and shit. But it's way more annoying when they're like arguing and they're like whispering, arguing, or trying to argue under their breath, or pinching each other in the leg, or pulling each other and shit, and doing all these little like sly, aggressive, undercover arguing tactic things. It's so annoying. So even I don't even know these people. I'm just watching them on the internet and I'm already getting frustrated and tired about it. So hopefully this move actually does bring them together. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, it is what it is, and I can continue laughing, but you never know. It usually doesn't work that way. Usually you have to change your behavior. You don't just move to a different place and suddenly you become a better person. That's not really how it works, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Big up Young Old Vibes in the chat. He's going to pick up the box and everything will fall out the bottom. Of course it will, but the good thing about adulting is that even if you don't know what you're doing, you'll figure it out via the mistakes. That's a good thing about adulting. So, if he drops all this stuff on the floor, if it all gets fucked up or something, he'll figure out what he did wrong. You'd assume so, and correct course. Maybe. Who knows? Who bloody knows? Okay, cool. Let's continue on. We have this clip courtesy of 2Bears1K featuring the one and only Jimmy Kimmel. This particular clip is interesting because it features Jimmy Kimmel pontificating over the fact that 2Bears1K fans aren't fans of him, and cold realization that people within that fan base hate him. And I'm surprised by this because I always assumed Jimmy Kimmel was aware that he was almost like a US version of James Corden, in that it's widely understood why people don't like him. It's not, it's not something you can change. I think James Corden, part of the reason why people dislike James Corden wasn't even to do with his public, how he treats like waiters and stuff. When we found out later on that he's a bit of a cunt to waiters and whatnot. Part of the reason why a lot of people hated James Corden was because of how corny he was, and his face just has a very punchable face. And part of the reason why people hated, I thought, Jimmy Kimmel was just how smarmy and self-righteous and obnoxious he came across at sometimes. And also, you could imagine a lot of stand-up comedian fans wouldn't be fans of Jimmy Kimmel because loads of stand-up comedians have told us over the years, have almost indoctrinated us to believe that Saturday night TV is terrible. They don't, they get better ratings than them. It's not funny, blah, blah, blah. So we're all conditioned to hate these people because we're fans of comedy podcasts. So I was surprised when I watched this clip and I saw that Jimmy Kimmel was surprised that 2Bears1K fans, who I would say are just generally stand-up comedy podcast fans, weren't necessarily fans of him, and left some negative comments when he posted a picture of himself with Tom and Bert Kreischer. It just really surprised me because I thought he had a bit more self-awareness than that. I thought he was, one of those people that kind of understood why people don't like him, but didn't really give a fuck. But it seems like he doesn't understand why people don't like him, and he clearly gives a fuck, which is the worst combination ever. But let's listen to Jimmy Kimmel pontificate about why people don't like him.
It's rare that I feel like wounded by something that I see online. But the last time I felt very wounded was after I went to your guys' show and you guys posted some pictures with me and all your fans fucking hate me.
No.
I'm sure you noticed. I mean, it was so overwhelming.
I definitely noticed.
You must have noticed.
I said, Tom, have you posted your pictures yet? I take the ones that Kimmel out.
That would probably be wise.
There's this group amongst fans that are always the loudest.
Yeah, I know. It's only...
And I don't understand that perspective from Tom Segura. I also get the feeling Tom Segura doesn't realize why a lot of fans don't like him. He probably thinks it's their problem, but it's like there should be a bit of a special power that you should have as a content creator, where you know why people don't like you, but you don't try and change it because it's part of why people watch you. But you're aware of why some people wouldn't like you. It seems like some of these guys have no idea, and it's, to me, pretty easy to pinpoint, especially with your Tom. Most of the hate I see coming towards Tom, especially on his own subreddit, is mainly because Your Mum's House as a show has really dipped in quality. It's not as funny as it once was. Now, it could be argued they could never go back to that period in time, because maybe they were really funny back when we loved Your Mum's House, because Tom and Christina P were struggling to come up in the industry, quote unquote. They were, at early stages of their career. So maybe what they found funny then and their sense of humor in general was just completely different to who they are now at the moment. That could explain partly why the show has suffered over the years. And maybe they've been spread too thin, they've got too many pods, they're appearing on too many other shows, they're doing too many other projects, they've got a big family. There's lots of reasons why the show has dipped in quality. But that's the main reason why a lot of fans don't like Tom Segura. And obviously all the other shit that he does, right? All the other not so trolly stuff he does about being rich and all that stuff and taking the piss out of his fans. But that's a pretty easy thing to kind of pinpoint. And the diehard fans of Your Mum's House are still hoping and wishing that they're going to turn it around, which they won't. So that's why they keep tuning in. So you should be attuned to that, I think. You should be aware of that a little bit. But it seems that Tom Segura isn't.
Yeah. Like 95, 98%.
Yeah. but they always, the people.
Well, there's an idea, I think, that like somehow I betrayed this group of men that in comedy. Like somehow I was the man. But I was always.
Again, what a weird perspective he has on himself. He thinks the reason why people don't like him is because they felt betrayed, that he sold out or something. What? Don't people mainly not like this guy because of his like weird COVID response and how much of an NPC he is? Isn't that most of the reason why people don't like this guy? It's not anything else. It's not really that deep. Why is he making it seem like people aren't fans of him because he was some sort of like underground comedian? He was like a man of the people, and then he sold his soul to these big platforms and stuff and lost his way. That's not the case, brother. It could be argued no one ever liked you in the beginning. It could be argued.
Exactly like this. Exactly. Always.
But
now,
you realize
the content of the show is different, but
that hate that goes your way is because you like stood up for like healthcare. Like they're just
that's oversimplifying it. He was, again, I understand why he said what he said, because at the time when COVID was rampant and people were literally dying, it was pretty wild to hear other people say, hey, I don't believe this. This is all made up. Masks don't work. The vaccine is a myth. They're rushing it. All that stuff sounded insane to say back then because everyone was dying, everyone was scared and stuff. So I understand why he was emotional and he came out and said some wild stuff about people should die and no one should get certain things. I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't Kimmel, wasn't there a subreddit? Do you guys remember the subreddit? There was a subreddit where they had people post, people who were like COVID skeptics, and when they got ill, and they would post up clips of them, like pictures. So they post up a post of somebody who was a COVID skeptic, or like, oh yeah, the vaccine doesn't work, it's all a myth and stuff. And then it'll be like, the next slide will be a picture of them in the hospital with tubes coming all out of their body and shit. Do you remember that? I swear he mentioned that on his show. It's a fairly dark subreddit, but there was a subreddit that existed where people would literally like be laughing at people who were getting ill and didn't take the vaccine and sort of like dancing on their not even fucking, dead fucking bodies. So that was what people got annoyed by. That is a bit more insane. That's a bit more intense than just being like, hey, make sure you get vaccinated. Don't be dumb. Wear a fucking mask. He was being very aggressive with that whole thing. So you can understand why a big portion of the population was like, okay, get fucked. Get fucked. You're meant to be making me laugh on a Saturday night. You're not meant to be giving me lectures about what I should be doing with my body and all that malarkey. I think that's why people don't like you, brother. But I could be mistaken. Big up Tom Segura for trying to simplify it, by the way. And I love this thing because Jimmy Kimmel is more of a Tom Segura type celebrity. That's why you can see he's the one sucking him off more. Tom is definitely more of a fan of Jimmy because I guess Tom probably sees himself more as somebody who could emulate or maybe one day replace Jimmy Kimmel. He did that whole show he did, right, where it was like a mock sort of like sketch late night show thing. So that's why he's like, you know, trying to cope and give him all these reassurances. And Bert's just sitting there all red faced, not really interrupting for once. You could see Jimmy Kimmel is definitely somebody Tom looks up to.
Mad that you actually used your platform for something good that offends them for
I don't
whatever.
know if it's that. I think it's. I think it is.
You've busted Trump's balls.
Yeah, I think they're. Well, that's part of it, but I think they. Usually people like busting balls in general, whatever it is. But I think what it is there's this idea that I somehow made an adjustment in order to be part of Hollywood or something.
Yeah,
which is just really not true, and also that I have some level of like political correctness.
I love how he says he didn't make an adjustment to make it Hollywood, so people shouldn't be annoyed with him. That's actually worse. That means this is your true, authentic self, and people still hate it. It's not even. He's basically saying, "I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I'm not trying to pretend to be someone I'm not just to make it. This is who I am." Well, people actually hate your authentic self. That's actually worse, brother.
And well, obviously there are things I care about, whatever. But when it comes to comedy, I don't care what anybody does. I mean, I've never criticized another comic for what they never.
I have extra doubt on that one. I think if we did a bit of digging, we could probably find something he said about a comic. I bet you we could find some disparaging things he might have said about Shane Gillis when that whole cancellation happened. And I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I feel like I remember seeing him say something kind of racy about Ari Shaffir when he made that horrible joke about about Kobe Bryant passing away. Not LeBron James. Touch wood. I think there are examples already there of him being, a little bit of a humor police officer, right? Of a humor narc, of a comedy narc, of a comedy fed. I think there are examples of it, so I think he's waffling here.
So but you think that hatred for you is Illuminati based, like that you have.
They think I'm in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's even that deep. I think there's a pretty small percentage of people that actually believe there is an Illuminati, and if there is, I would love to be a part of it. I really would.
Oh,
If
buddy,
there is, and they are black. They believe, like, have you seen? Did you see? I don't know if you've seen that. I did a clip where I had it went completely viral. I had Duncan Trussell on, and we were talking about all this, like, behind the scenes Hollywood stuff, and I just very genuinely said,
Bert's definitely been on the booze, isn't it? Bert's definitely been on the bender. When's the last time you seen Bert drink water? I don't remember the last time I seen Bert drink a glass of water. He's definitely been on the bender, innit? Imagine being Bert Kreischer, right? Again, I don't give a fuck about Jimmy Kimmel. I never watched the show. I don't care anything about it. But imagine being Bert Kreischer and having a guest like Jimmy Kimmel come on Two Bears, One Cave, and you still get fucked the night before. You come over hungover, and you're guzzling water to try and level yourself out and to sober yourself up a little bit. You probably stink of booze. You probably look like you've been sleeping in a bar. Can you imagine having no sense of like self-control, even for that one day? Just so you can put your best performance on for Jimmy Kimmel and maybe tap dance for the Hollywood elites. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
completely viral. I had Duncan Trussell on, and we were talking about all this, like, behind the scenes.
Like, he's drinking water. I don't think I've ever seen a video of Bert drinking water. I don't think I've ever seen it. Fair play, man. Fair play.
Hollywood stuff, and I just very genuinely said, to get my first special, I didn't have to do anything sexual, but I had to let a man perform oral sex on me. And, and then he took me to a red room, and Duncan's like, red room, it's always a red room. And I talk about how, and then I got a commercial agent, I got a special, and, it was just like this slightly sexual experience, but I didn't feel violated by it. And then he talks about how he had a dog ejaculate in his mouth, and then that's how he got his show. And dude, Black Instagram ran wild with it. They reposted it 100,000 times. They were just like, this is how dark Hollywood is. So if they...
Talking as representative of the black community, I neither find that funny, humorous, or worthy of a share. And I'm highly doubtful of its impact. Highly doubtful. But again, I'm not African American, so in some cases I don't count as black if you listen to Joe Budden. But I press a huge caps lock extra doubt on the way he spun this story.
They thought that I did that, and they see your career. They know you're doing that.
Well, in a way, it's kind of a compliment. Like the idea that somebody would give me a show or anything really because they wanted to suck my dick so badly
Yeah.
is inherently preposterous.
You know what's crazy? Every celebrity I've ever met, I thought wanted to suck my dick. Elliot Gould, Jay Moore.
Yeah.
Every fucking
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Well, every time I was like, all right, there's something.
Yo, he looks terrible, innit? He looks so bad. I know you can't see it in this particular video because my quality of the things that I put on my streamable is really low. Let me see if I can lower the video size. Maybe increase the quality. No, let's not increase the quality. Just look at it. Just look at that frame. Look how red he looks. Look at that. He looks horrendous. He looks so bad. Look at that. This guy's got all of the alcohol is just sitting behind his nose, sitting behind his eyes, just wobbling around there, gurgling around there, sloshing around there. Like, God almighty, bro. He looks horrible. He probably stinks bad as well, IRL. God almighty, Bert, man. Couldn't you just lay off the booze for one day when Jimmy Kimmel was coming to the studio just to kind of hang out, shoot the shit? I'm sure he's used to it because he's a Hollywood guy and, you know, a lot of those late night TV show guys like to get on it themselves. So maybe it's not, you know, not that crazy, but at least, you know, put your best foot forward, brother. A little bit, maybe.
Something gay going on here. Why do you want to go out to dinner? Okay.
Especially Elliot Gould.
I thought
For
I was shocked
sure.
he didn't kiss me. At the end of the night, we went to seafood down in Venice, and he was like, well, it was a great dinner. And I was like, oh, here we go. And he just left. And I was like, what the fuck? I was blown away by two things. He didn't kiss me, and I drove him.
Yeah, he's definitely got that voice of someone who's been in a bar as well, innit? He's definitely got that bar. He's definitely got that voice of somebody who's been in a bar all freaking day. All freaking day he's been in a fucking bar. Hear that sound of his voice? Listen to that. Listen to that.
I was blown away by two things. He didn't kiss me.
Blown
and
away with two things. He didn't kiss me. God damn it, Bert Kreischer.
I drove a more expensive car than he did. And I was like, God damn it. Like, what's wrong with my...
But with Will, you definitely thought something gay.
I thought Will wanted to fuck me.
Yeah. Well, he probably did. I mean, who doesn't?
Thank you, Jimmy.
You know?
Thank you.
You were younger.
That was good looking. That was like my prize fighting days.
Yeah.
There is a thing where people they almost want to isolate. You've changed, you know, like you've changed.
Yeah.
I remember there was a great comic. It was Tosh, I think. They were like, people think I've changed. Yeah, I have changed, and I'm better.
Yeah, I don't know. These cops are bizarre. Yo, big up Homeless Cat. Well gone, Homeless Cat. Hope you're good, brother. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Bang your fucking chest, brother. These copes are weird because most of the changes people complain about, I don't know. I think comedy podcast fans are pretty reasonable. They don't really ask for much. They just ask you to be funny. They don't really seem to be even that pushy about content. If you don't drop for a while, they seem to leave you alone. They might be a bit overly familiar in your comments and your replies, right? A lot of comedians have like annoying reply guys and shit. That might be annoying. But for the most part, they're not that demanding. Unless obviously you set high expectations, you got to meet them. But for the most part, all they want to do is laugh. Regular people doing whatever they do, regular people do. They just want their entertainment. They want it to be funny. They don't want lectures. They don't want, you know, TED Talks. They don't want motivational speeches. They don't want, you know, political chat, societal chat, philosophy. They don't want any of that. They just want you to be introspective and funny. Maybe some vulnerability there for the time to time. But these guys don't do that. They sometimes, for some reason, again, I would love to know what the correlation is between people becoming successful and having a successful podcast, having a successful stand-up career, and then automatically thinking that everyone wants to listen and hear them pontificate about topics that they don't know about or they're not informed on in any way, shape, or form. I don't understand that correlation. Why you would think because people like to see you tell jokes on stage, now they're just dying to know your opinion on fucking, you know, Palestine, Israel. Like, not really, brother. Not really, you know? Not really. Just make us laugh if you don't mind.
And he's like, and I never liked who I was before, and now I'm getting better, and I like this guy. But like,
That's a great angle for him too.
oh,
It's totally him.
yeah. But they want to like, they want. I don't know. It's weird thing.
I don't know. You can't.
Anyways, there you go. Neither person in the room understands why they're not liked. Neither person in the room has any understanding why they're not liked by their own fans or by naysayers. I sometimes think it's probably more important. Right, this is just my opinion here. Bear with me while I flipping tell you my opinion. Actually, I need to take this out, by the way. I actually think it's way more important as a content creator or as a comedian to find out or to figure out why your fans don't like you. Why your fans maybe sometimes get annoyed with you as opposed to your haters. There's actually more of a utility to know or to figure out why your fans don't like you, why your fans can sometimes be annoyed with you, than maybe your haters. But I think a lot of these guys have been consumed by and brainwashed by Rogan and his stance that no one should read comments. I think maybe Rogan's one of the only people who probably shouldn't read comments. I don't think it's beneficial for him to read comments, really and truly. He puts out so much content. He's interviewing so many different people at the same time, and he has his own very strong opinions. It's not really going to serve him to read comments, if anything. I think we get a far better Rogan. We get a far better show. The reason why it's so consistent over the years is because he's so driven. He's so tunnel driven, and because he has his blinders on, and because he's quite stuck in his ways, and because he's turning into a boomer at the moment now, and he likes to repeat himself, as we all do. But I think the reason why he does that is because he generally doesn't read comments. So he just generally doesn't know that he does repeat the same things all the time. He talks about the same topics, has the same type of guests on. Some guests are quite repetitive and quite boring and whatever it may be, and quite predictable. I think he's somebody that probably shouldn't read comments. But everyone else should. Everyone else doesn't have that luxury. Everyone else should have a understanding somewhat of what's going on out there, how they're perceived. Again, it doesn't have to inform what you do. You don't have to change everything about yourself based on the comments. But having no idea what people are saying out there about you, especially with your fans, especially these guys, is pretty insane. And then complaining about it and then getting annoyed when they have feedback is also really odd. This idea that if you talk back to these guys, if you offer them any kind of constructive criticism and they don't take it on board, they take you as a joke, they mock you and shit. They kind of play with it. They toy with the fan base. They keep poking and prodding. And if anything, judging by what I've seen so far by covering stand-up comedians on this stream, it seems like most of them would just much rather have a one-way relationship. They'd much rather have a relationship where they give you content, you consume it, they give you merch, you buy it, they put on shows, you come and buy tickets. That's what they'd rather want. They'd rather have that one-way relationship where it's you just giving them stuff. They don't want anything else from you. Zero. They don't want to hear your opinion on stuff. They don't want to hear anything from you. That's probably what they would actually rather do, which I think, again, is, a bit of a folly considering the fan bases they have. But I find it incredible that all three men who have very large hater bases have no idea why people don't like them. They don't get it. It's like, bro, maybe Bert actually is the most self-aware in that group. I think Bert has some understanding of why he's not liked. About the interrupting, the machine story, the t-shirt thing. I think Bert is more aware. Because Bert was also a hack as a comedian, I think he's more aware of it. I think he's more attuned to why people don't like him, because he probably gets that same type of vitriol or pushback or awkwardness or tenseness when he's out in comedy clubs. You know what I mean? He probably gets that same level of feeling from other comedians when they see him get on stage and get a massive applause break and cheer when he just takes off his t-shirt and doesn't say one word. So I'm sure he's aware of why people don't like him. But overall, I thought that clip was absolutely hilarious. Talking about hilarious and talking about people that make me laugh, we have to talk about Brendan Schwab, right? We have to talk about Brendan Schwab. This might be one of my favorite clips in the last few days of Brendan, because it features him just butchering a word that I wouldn't ever think you could butcher in this particular way, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Listen to Brendan Schaub say the word Jurassic Park.
We saw brown bears just strolling around on the shores. Deer were coming up to the lodge. It's like Straight up Jurassic Park style, man. It's cool. Short-term memory.
Did you hear that? First of all, he said DARE, as in the drug awareness program, and not deer. Then he said Jurassic Park. Not even Jurassic Park, which would still make no sense, right? If you just replace the J with the J with a D, it still wouldn't make no sense. He said Jurassic Park. Not Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park. Phenomenal. One more time, please. One more time for the start.
We saw brown bears just strolling around on the shores. Deer were coming up to the lodge. It's like straight up Jurassic Park style, man. It's cool. Short our memories are because you're busy watching Jurassic Park.
So in this one he says Jurassic. In that one he says drastic, right? Two different ones.
Deer were coming up to the lodge. It's like straight up Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, he says Jurassic Park, and then this one he says Jurassic Park.
Oh man, it's cool. Short our memories are because you're busy watching Jurassic Park.
And the thing I like the most about Brendan, the thing I like the most about this type of person, is look at the cockiness, look at the confidence, look at the bravado, look at his face. He actually thinks he said something here. He's not even loud and wrong. He's loud, wrong, and dumb, and has no idea. He thinks he just dropped a mic situation here. He just said the most funniest thing ever. It's like Jurassic Park. Like, he thought he ended it with a fucking plump. He fucking landed that fucking somersault off the horse. Boop, stuck the landing. Jurassic Park. Like, he has no idea. No idea that he just completely butchered the pronunciation. Absolutely none. I love it. That's the one thing I love the most about this guy. That ability to just have no awareness of what he says, how it comes across and shit. Which is why I would put my flag in the sand. Or what? That's why I'd bet a lot of money. Let's not put my flag there. That's why I bet a lot of money on the possibility that Brendan doesn't actually lie. He's almost like a dog. He doesn't remember anything apart from what's happening in this current moment. So when he says something, he says it, but he doesn't remember what he said after he said it. So he's not actually lying. He's just really redacted. That's part of my, honestly, I swear to God, I know it's hard to figure this out, but I swear to God, just think with me for a minute. Think of all the lies he said over the years, quote unquote. All the things he's kind of embellished and shit. I think sometimes he forgets what he said before and just says a new thing in that particular moment. Now, that could still be deemed as lying, but I don't think it's as malicious as some people make it out to be. Because I don't think he's that smart. I just think he says what he says in the moment, and he just, his brain almost like partitions it. He does a factory reset. Every time he speaks, at the end of each sentence, it's a factory reset. Factory reset. Factory reset. That's what I think happens. I swear it. Because no one else could do what he does here.
It's cool. Short our memories are because you're busy watching Jurassic Park.
Oh, big up Jesse Black. I like that. He can't read. He just repeats words and here's what people say. Yeah, that's something someone said, isn't it? Didn't he say that himself? About giraffe. That's what he used to say. He used to call it duraf. I think he heard someone else say it. Didn't he admit that to Theo one time? He used to think giraffe was pronounced duraf. Yeah, big up MC. I would also like to see those transcripts.
T-Rex in the fucking city. Which this is a huge drastic difference between. I'm not doing shut.
So even when he's trying to say the word drastic, he says durastic. Isn't that fascinating, people? In the beginning of the clip, he says Jurassic Park. The second clip, he says Jurassic Park because he's trying to say Jurassic. Then in this clip, he's trying to say the word drastic, but he says Durastic. Wow. Fascinating guy. He's almost pronounced the word differently 3 times. Wrong, of course, but differently.
fucking city, which this is a huge, drastic difference.
He's trying to say drastic, but he's saying durastic in that sentence. Phenomenal.
Between,
I know.
that dude went shut the fuck about dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Dino stores. Dino stores. Oh yeah, this is alcoholic Brendan, isn't it? Wow, man. I might need to go back to the archives and watch a few more of those clips. I forgot how fucked he looked, innit? Look at those eyes. Looks like he's been up all day partying. This is just him drink. You know what's really sad about these guys, by the way? Especially some of these podcast dudes who just do like smelling salts and AG1, all this malarkey. They don't even party. They don't even go out and get fucking frisky and shit. I don't think they do. He's just drinking at home by himself in his man cave and just taking heavy pours of whiskey to the face. No Coke, no MD, no Xannies, no V's, no Prozzies. No Toy Boys, no Twinks, no nothing. Just him alone on his phone, browsing social media, drinking bottle after bottle of Tiger Thick. Look how washed out his face looks. Look at that. And he took his kids to school like this, you know. Took his kids to school, dropped them off in a Porsche or Ferrari, high-powered car, and still able to come back. He actually means he's a good driver, to be fair. He actually must mean he's a good driver, that he's able to, like, not get into a car wreck despite being clearly buzzed when he's behind the wheel back in those days. He might be actually a decent driver, unironically. He might actually be a good driver. Or maybe the roads from his house to the studio are just very straight and far, and you know, it's all kind of like easy to get to. There are no winding roads. It's all kind of like one straight road just to get to the studio. Maybe that might be the reason why.
Difference between,
I know.
that dude went shut the fuck about dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
And the girl was like, okay. Went shut the fuck about dinosaurs.
Yeah. That's what you get for that's what you get for being cancelled. When you get cancelled these days, you rarely end up in prison, especially if you've got your own fan base. It's very difficult, especially if you've been accused of something after the fact. It's hard to prove in a court of law. You're not gonna get, you're not gonna really get cancelled off your own podcast if you've got one. But something you always have to live with, especially if you're in the comedy world. If you get cancelled, you run a risk that you might end up having to be Brendan Schaub's colleague. You might have to get into business with Brendan. That should be more than enough of a reason to make people behave. Imagine if you warn people the consequences of being cancelled. Not, shame, embarrassment, reputational damage, your family being destroyed, marriage ending, your kids looking at you differently. No. The worst consequence of being cancelled that no one would want is having to work with Brendan Schaub day to day. That's the one that no one actually wants. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Big up MC. Ask him for an autograph and tell him to write, "To my incredible fan, LOL. 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 2 shots of the whiskey neat." Exactly. Durastic CTE. Durastic CTE. He said, big up Jesse Black. Anyone that could read wouldn't start a company called DFAG. That's a good point. But I really want him to put out that merch. I really want Brendan to put out merch with the college font that says DFAG. I really want that. I want a college font hoodie that says DFAG. Somebody has to make that. He has to make it. Hopefully he does, right? Hopefully he fucking does. That would be fucking hilarious to see. Big up the Friday Kiss subreddit again for this clip. This clip is fucking sick as well, by the way. It's this channel called Internet Comment Etiquette. This is a random little fucking jab at Brendan from this random YouTube channel, just poking away at Papa. He's world famous, that guy. World fucking famous.
All right, well, let's move on to the next etiquette mystery. This one's solved. June 12th, 1994. Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman are found murdered at her Los Angeles home. What followed was one of the most talked about trials in recorded history, with Nicole's ex-husband O.J. Simpson accused of the gruesome crime. He was later found not guilty, a controversial judgment that still has some wondering if the real killer avoided any sort of due process. What makes this an unsolved Etika mystery is if OJ didn't do it, who did? OJ Simpson conspiracy theory.
The only theory that I think...
I love that this guy is definitely like a undercover homeless cat, because he pulled this clip from the Golden Hour Clips channel. It has 6,100 views. So it's not even a viral clip or anything, but he just pulled it just to kind of rag on Brendan and Chris. It's fucking delightful. Big up internet comment etiquette.
Has any sort of like merit to it is that his son did it. Did you ever see that one?
I like the guy on the right because his name is Eric with a K.
Prior to the killings, Jason was diagnosed with intermittent rage disorder. He had stopped taking his medication 2 months before the murders. He wrote a note in which he talked about killing anyone who hurt a loved one of his.
Now, see, why didn't I just load up this TikTok video instead of watching these guys watch it? I don't know.
It's a really weird mix of feelings because I feel as a dad, I'm like, wow, OJ did what he had to do. That's, I mean, I would do that.
Yo, Dr. Disrespect looks old as hell without the sunglasses and mustache. Oh, wait, that's Chris D'Elia, the only guy to carve a career out of never shaving his neck, even though that's far from my biggest problem with him when it comes to grooming. All jokes aside, I was really bummed when he got canceled because I hear he was in talks to play Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, and all that method acting prep of being a creep to high school girls went out the window. Maybe one day they'll make a biopic of his life so he gets to tell his story, and then they can sell that as a prequel to The Lovely Bones. Yeah, post. If you have any information as to the whereabouts of this man, don't worry, the FBI is already looking into it. Also, make sure your daughters are wearing old age makeup if they go to any open mics in the Los Angeles area. Also, I guess maybe OJ's son did it. I don't know. We got kind of off track there.
What a legend. That was so unnecessary. That was so unnecessary, but such a random little jab. Honestly, man, that is fucking hilarious. Big up internet comment etiquette, man. That's one of the things that, you know, that's again a consequence of being cancelled. He might not end up in prison. If you're a victim of Chris D'Elia's, it might be distressing and upsetting to not see him, you know, rot away in prison for all the things that he's done. But at least you know he's never, ever going to live this shit down, ever. There's always going to be some random person on some random channel making a joke about grooming, making a joke about diddling, PDF shit. And the first name they're going to mention, because of his surname also being flipping D'Elia, will be him. It's just synonymous with flipping all of that nasty stuff. Especially now Dr. Disrespect has gone down and he kind of looks like Chris D'Elia anyway. It's absolutely horrendous. So that's one of the, if there's any justice in the world, it is that, you know, Chris D'Elia will never live that down. It's never going to go away, no matter how much time has passed. He might even go back into Hollywood, right? But people are still going to make diddly jokes or diddling jokes or jokes about underage girls or jokes about girls in school uniforms, high school girls, cheerleaders and shit. It's never going to end. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's continue. Let's play this one. This one is called Gadoosh Blockbuster Netflix. Let's see what this one's about. Gadoosh Blockbuster Netflix. Pick up the Friday Kids subreddit. Let's put this on full screen actually. Don't matter.
There once was a beast named Brendan Shaw. Nothing made him happier than pissing in a sink. Pee in a toilet, no sir.
Pee in the sink hard.
Doesn't know how Reddit works. Send him a link. He's a good guy, man, in an ivory percent. Except the time he threw his broom,
They threw a glass door.
Or his perpetual lying out of house.
Oh my god. This was amazing, man. I also love that he kind of fessed up to it in real time though. But this was amazing this was an amazing episode. When he got asked about dyeing his beard using Just for Men. He was like, no, it grows in black. Pathological liar shit. Remember, it grows in black. And then what? It gets grey later? Like, what? Honestly, bro. It grows in black. And I also love, someone used to say this, by the way. Someone used to say this. Do you guys remember this little tidbit of that story? Do you remember when he bought boxes of Just for Men and then pretended like they sent it to him? That was nasty. He did that whole thing about it just goes in black, then obviously confessed that he does use Just for Men. And then he took pictures of some Just for Men boxes and he tried to make it seem like they sent him a care package because they saw that clip, when clearly he bought him himself at some fucking gas station on the way home. Honestly, diabolical, man. Diabolical. Lying that your hair grows in dark and not grey, and then lying that Just for Men sent you a fucking care package. Like, how sad and insecure can you actually be?
It drives you nuts. What is he mad for?
I need that one more time.
Drives you nuts. What is he mad for?
Oh, one more time.
Drives you nuts. What is he mad for? Drives you nuts. What is he mad for? Drives you nuts. What is he mad? Drives you nuts. What is he mad for? Drives you nuts. What is he mad for? Drives you nuts. What is he mad for? Brandon number one, plagiarizer and
Wow. I didn't remember that. It's even the mannerisms. I knew he stole the fucking what do you call it? Was it tortilla? Whatever that joke was that the guy did, right? With the tacos and shit or whatever, the restaurant order, that restaurant order joke thing. I knew he stole that, but I didn't know he stole even the mannerisms.
Brandon number one, plagiarizer and thief for road.
Yeah, the fucking joke thief, the sorry, I can't even speak, man. Stealing this joke was really bottom of the barrel. Stealing a TikTok joke. Stealing this TikTok joke was really maybe it should have been an identification for us. It should have been a sign for most of us watching. He was going to quit comedy soon. He had to get to the point where he was stealing TikTok jokes. That's when you know you're down bad.
Old nicotine pouches packed and cheap, can't beat. Shameful in a race down the street, begging for some Joe Rogan elk meat. Theo Vaughn left.
Oh yeah, big up Andy and Cloud K20. Yeah, sorry, fajitas, NMC, fajitas.
Crappy ass for success, wanna eat a hot chip. I don't want that. Douche blockbuster Netflix. We don't matter, just
Oh man, that confidence, man. The confidence he had in this era and this era. Yo, when he was talking to people that didn't like him on the internet, they were literally the bubblegum off the bottom of his shoe. When really and truly, if he would have lent into the meme and kind of accepted that he was a redact and just a meathead and not try to believe his own hype that just because he was selling tickets that somehow it made him a mogul and super success. If he just lent into it and was a bit more humble and shit, he'd be okay now. But for some reason, again, comedians curse, innit? A stand-up comedian's curse is that they make it in stand-up, they start selling tickets, and all of a sudden they legitimately think they are an industrialist. It's one of the most bizarrest thing I've ever seen. It's not even like they get more confidence in their stand-up and they want to take bigger risks with their shows. They start to actually believe that they are smarter than what they are because they make people laugh on stage. I never understood that correlation.
Buster Netflix. We don't matter, just a bunch of homeless cats. We don't matter, just a bunch of homeless cats. Wait, hold on. Well, there once was a beast named Brendan Shaw. Nothing made him happier than kissing in a sink. He in a toilet, no sir, Eva doesn't know how.
Yeah, this skit as well. This section where he fake bought the car. It's so unnecessary. Him fake buying the lightning. I still don't understand why this was a thing. I don't understand why you faithful to
Let it work, send him a link. He's a good guy, man, in an autograph set. Except the time he threw his roommate through a glass door. Oh, or his perpetual lying out of habit. He drives him nuts, what is he mad for? Random number one, plagiarizer and thief. 4-road nicotine pouches packed in cheap. Can't beat the shape in a race down the street. Begging for some Joe Rogan LP.
Oh, that is so disgusting, isn't it? The back-to-back cigar smoke pulls. He doesn't smoke cigars. He doesn't have even cigars at home, I bet you. Oh, it's so cringe, man. Brendan, you're a 40-plus-year-old man. You have 3 kids, and why are you... Honestly, man. Oh, yeah.
Begging for some Joe Rogan LP. Theo Von left his crappy ass for success. Wanna eat a hot chip? I don't want that. The douche blockbuster Netflix. We don't matter, just a bunch of homeless cats. Oh, matter. Just a bunch of homeless cats.
Oh my God, that's a brilliant end. That's a brilliant end. Chin decimating a fish at home. Absolutely poetic. Look at his face. Look how happy he is. Look how happy he is that he murdered a fish, and that's how much of a fillet he ended up getting away from because he didn't sharpen his knives. Fucking love it. Also love how all his chopping boards are so warped like this. Like, all this money on the camera, all this money and all this, audio visual equipment, doesn't have one sharp knife in his, kitchen or in his house. No decent chopping board. Like, gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
Nobody know who you are.
Yeah, that's fucking brilliant. That was fucking brilliant. Big up the homeless cats. Big up them for putting it together. That was an absolute classic, absolute banger. Enjoyed every absolute minute of that. Loved it. Cool, move on. We've got this. I'm honestly confused and perturbed why Bappa doesn't admit he's on Ozempic. Everyone seems to be on it now. It's the drug of choice for most Hollywood elites. It's the most well-known secret in Hollywood. Loads of people who notoriously have been known to struggle losing weight and maintaining their weight, one of them being Oprah, have taken it and clearly look better than they've ever looked in their entire life. It's no coincidence that it happens to come around the time this drug gets invented. Brendan has been somebody, if you've been paying attention, you will know that Brendan has done, in some degree, every fad diet under the sun. I don't think he's stuck to it. I think he's one of the type of people that maybe has the most he's probably been able to do is maybe 14 days. I remember there was one particular time actually where he did keto. If you guys remember, there was one time where he did keto. He took a picture of himself topless, and he actually was in really good shape. And there was a time as well during TFATK where he did look really trim. So there was that one particular time where he did actually look after himself very well. I think that was also back when he wasn't drinking, back when he wasn't doing as much nicotine and shit and all that malarkey and eating food truck food, where he was in good shape. But the majority of the time that we've known him on camera, even in the UFC, he's always looked a bit fluffy. Even in podcasting days, he's not like a fat dude, but he's never been as skinny or as slim as he is now. So I don't understand why he lies and doesn't tell the truth about being Ozempic, especially when everyone else is on it in Hollywood and it's the open secret. Especially because we know him to be somebody that struggles to lose weight or maintain his weight, and he always lies about being on a strict diet because it's evident, as we can see in his pictures, courtesy of the Final Kid subreddit. Look at these pictures. Look at him, how he looked before, right? And then suddenly, out of the blue, he suddenly looks like this. Obviously, he looks like he's wasting away a bit. That's the typical Ozempic thing because he dropped so much weight in one go. But there's no way that this man has lost his weight because he's running. Because I don't believe the running thing either, by the way. I categorically do not believe that he runs. Brendan being addicted to social media the way he's addicted to social media, there is no way that Brendan would ever run at 4 a.m. and not post about it on social media. I refuse to believe that. It's not true. It's not true. Everything he does, especially if he thinks it's something to be applauded and lauded, he will post on his Instagram stories, at least. The fact that he's never posted one picture of himself lacing up his shoes with the fucking timestamp overlay on Instagram showing that he got up at 4 a.m. is a big kind of like, red flag that he doesn't run. I just don't believe it. Especially, given who he is and given how fucking, prone to boasting and, lauding himself and sucking himself off he is about certain things. The fact that he hasn't said it or the fact that he hasn't shared it, it hasn't happened. So that's the only way I could believe that he would look like this naturally or without any assistance. But the fact that he looks like this now, his kidney's Ozempic. So this is maybe more proof that he is just a stonewall pathological liar, because in this instance, being honest isn't a bad thing. No one's going to look at him like he's a cheater, like he took the easy way out, because everyone's taking the easy way out. I listened to Tim Dillon actually, and Tim Dillon made a good point about Ozempic, and he made a good point about the American dream and everything. And he said basically like, that's what America is about, like always taking the easy route. Everyone wants, that's part of the American dream. I think that's what he basically said. The American dream is getting the most out of life without doing the most. And Ozempic does that for you. It gives you the most. Bang for your buck. You can lose all the weight. You can fit in all the clothes that you never fit in before. You might pay a price with your face and your jowls and all this malarkey, but it does work, clearly. So everyone's going to do it. Why not? Because everyone else struggles to lose their weight. No one actually wants to work out. No one actually wants to eat a salad. They just want to, wake up one day and lose all that weight instantly. Why the fuck not? So I'm just surprised in this instance why he just doesn't admit it and just say, hey, I'm on Ozempic. Because it's clear to me he is. There's no way he goes from there to there all the way to this naturally. No. Yo, big up Robert Henry Poet. Wagwan, Robert Henry Poet. Wagwan, Robert Henry Poet.
Comic, civilian in the building.
Wagwan. Exactly. You're announcing yourself like Stephen Castaneda, innit? Wagwan. You're announcing yourself like Stephen Castaneda, bro. Walking in like you're fucking Stephen A. Smith. Walking into the game, innit? Acting like you're playing. You're about to drop 60 on people's head top. Wagwan, Robert Henry Poet. And what's good, Game Breed Football, I see you, brother. What's happening? Hope you're well as well, my friend. Hope you're fucking well. But yeah, man, what can you do? He's on Ozempic, clearly. I don't know. I really don't know why he doesn't just admit it. It's fucking weird because we all know he's on it. But hey, maybe it's a medical thing. He wants to keep it secret. That's understandable. So let's cheer each other up a bit, right? Let's make this fun and airy and light and just a good vibe, right? Let's change the vibe a little bit because it's a bit dreary over here. Let's make things a little bit happy, running through a field of daffodils, picking corn from a cornfield, hanging around or, running after a dog, whatever. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fucking fun. Let's have some fun with one of the most funnest clips I've seen on social media in a long, long, long time.
It's like you want to die, but you want to live at the same time, right? Fucking weird, man. It's weird being a human. I'd much rather be a bird. Like a fucking eagle. No, not an eagle. Eagles are like extinct and shit. I would be like a fucking hawk. Yeah. I'd be like a hawk. If I just end it all, would you get a good little laugh? I wonder. Would you laugh if I just blow my shit? What if I just blow my shit like this? I'm too scared. Too scared to do it. Too scared. Too scared to do it. So I guess I have to continue living.
Wow.
Oz's version of fun, picking corn in a cornfield.
Cotton picking with the family. It brings everyone together. That's what we do in Juneteenth around here. That's what we do in Juneteenth for the AZ household. We go cotton picking. Honor our ancestors. Yo. Oh, yo, hopefully Sandman is okay, bro. Big up Sandman 10p. Hopefully Sandman 10p is okay. If you're wondering who this guy is, this is Potlord's dude. Do you guys remember Potlord? Potlord, when he was beefing with Lush One and Comparada, he got this guy to back his beef, and this guy allegedly is some sort of like MMA fighter and stuff, but he's also somebody that's clearly a bit unhinged, and he was toting his gun on the streams and stuff and acting like he wanted to, like, you know, use it. And I don't know about you guys, I'm sure you know in America, but in the UK, because we don't have guns, we have knives, but most people know somebody who's known someone who's been like this, who's like just itching for somebody to like push them so that they can crash out. I've known people like this who are just waiting for a moment, waiting for somebody to test them, waiting for someone to call their bluff so they can just crash out immediately. This is one of the type of people. He's just waiting for an opportunity. I hope it doesn't happen, clearly. You know, I'm a rational, reasonable, well-adjusted human to say that. But he is clearly one of those type of people. He's waiting for it. Like, he's waiting for someone to test him, for someone to call his bluff so that he can put their fucking lights out and put them on an airbrush t-shirt. That's what he wants to do. Oh my God, bro. Potlord has some interesting friends in it. Fucking hell. Thank God Lush One and Comparada weren't there when this guy was in the car with Potlord racing down to fucking Yuri's apartment to attack and block it. Like, no wonder they're moving in it. Now I get why they're moving. Thinking back at it, that was actually a crazy time. Right? Yuri, Potlord, Lush One. No, Yuri and Potlord v Lush One and Comparada spiraled into this guy threatening to kill people and shit. That was a bit intense. There's no wonder, you know, Riley wants to move away and doesn't want to live there anymore. It's no wonder they want to move. And again, other reasons why they're moving probably. But that was actually a crazy fucking time, man. But yeah, let's hope this guy gets better. If he doesn't get better, we'll see him on the news soon and it'll be funny to watch. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. Crash outs are fun. Don't cry, don't complain. Crash outs are fun. Crash outs are fun. Talking about fun. Talking about good crash out fun. Let's see this video. I don't know if this is real. I'm hoping it is. And I'm hoping it's not a skit. Because this might be one of the most, bloody, what did I sound like that for? This might be one of the most funniest public freakout videos I've seen in my life. And I'm always on that subreddit. I live on the public freakout subreddit. If I'm not on the Fighting the Kids subreddit, I'm on the public freakout subreddit. I love that subreddit. This might be the funniest video I've seen. And it's been the first time I've seen it just the other day. Absolutely epic freakout. Watch this. He was about to call the cops. So the complaint here, the argument between these neighbors is that somehow this guy with the long hair, their cat is, you know, wandering over to the neighbor's garden, to the neighbor's backyard. And this guy thinks the neighbor is somehow doing it on purpose. So he's absolutely furious. And he keeps saying, it's my cat, it's my cat. It's fucking hilarious. Mercury, your mother and daddy want you back. Please, Mercury. What are you doing here, Mercury? Come on, Mercury. You know mommy and daddy don't like it when you're here. Come on, Mercury. Be a good girl or boy. Come on, jump on my shoulder, Mercury. Let me hold you, Mercury. Don't scratch me, Mercury. Don't hiss. Don't hiss. Don't scratch me. Theodore, yeah, I've seen that one. 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 Now he thinks he's fucking his cat. The neighbor's fucking his cat so good it doesn't want to go back home. I don't speak cat. It's like in the cat diddler, yeah. Big cat nonsense is hilarious. Cat PDF. Oh, yo, I swear to God. What an epic fucking video, man. I'm legitimately, I don't know what happens to people. Is it an age thing? Like, what happens to your brain? How do normal, well-adjusted humans reach a certain point in their age where they just start fighting with your neighbors over like nonsensical things like this? Like, this is something that could easily be sorted out with a conversation. It doesn't need to go this way. Why are you so agitated? Why are you so angry? Why are you hell-bent on accusing your neighbor of fucking your cat? Like, what? Like, why can't you just say, hey, or just ask, innit? Are you giving the cat food or something? I don't know, whatever. Just inquire, whatever. Have some conversation. Have an adult, reasonable conversation about what's going on. Instead, it just turns into this war, this beef over nothing. I don't know, man. I really don't know. What a bizarre situation all around. What an utterly bizarre situation all around. But again, what do I know? Absolutely nothing. Let's get the next one up on here. Let's get the next one up on here. Oh, bear with me a second. Let's get the next one up on here. Next public freakout. This one. This particular public freakout, I'm not going to lie. This black man is a much better man than me. This black man is a much better man than I am.
Back the fuck off of me. I said back the fuck off of me. You just hit me.
Lady, you need to stop. You've been harassing him this whole time.
Thank you. Leave me the fuck alone.
I've been recording you, ma'am. Of course you are.
And then what? What are you gonna fucking do?
So if you're not seeing what the video is, there's a long line in whatever shop they're in, and they're following each other in this long line. And this person does this thing that annoys me in regular life, where people just stand too. I don't know about you, but I have a hatred for people who stand too close to you in the shop unnecessarily. You're in a queue and they come right up behind you like they're in some fucking Sean porn video and they want to dagger you or something. It's like, bruh, back up, man. One of the only things I liked about COVID and the pandemic era was that whole thing about being like 5 feet, 6 feet, social distancing thing in the shop. That was so nice, where they had you come in, you know, in small kind of clumps into a store. You had to be spaced out and shit. I love that era because I hate when people legitimately put their cart next to your feet and they're literally riding your ass in the fucking queue. It's like, bruh, give me some space. I've been known, and I actually got into an argument with a guy the other day, actually. I've been known to turn around and tell people to move. Like, I won't move. And or I'll do, like, you know, little mental games where I'll just stop and let them tell me to move and then say, yeah, I'll move when you back up. I don't like it, man. I don't know what it is about my space, about that proximity, or maybe it's the fact that they're rushing you also. That's what I hate. It might be the reason why I hate. Have you noticed? You know when you're at a store and you're queuing to the till, or you're queuing to go to the self-checkout bit, and maybe you're daydreaming for a slight second, not even for long, a slight second, and somebody tells you, "Hey, that one's free," or they tap you, or they try and. It's like, bro, I was literally daydreaming for half a second. Let me realize it myself. Stop trying to, you know, push me to go somewhere. You know, like, I hate all that stuff. It's so annoying to see these do-gooder people. Oh, that one's free. Oh, really? Is your mum free? How about your mother? Is your mother free? Yes or no? I fucking hate all that shit. It's unnecessary. We're in a store. No one wants to live here. We all want to leave and go out and pay for our wares and be on our way. You don't need to be fucking right up my ass. You don't need to tap me on the shoulder aggressively to tell me that the till over there is free. Like, fucking chill out. Please, for the love of God. So this guy's a better man than I am, because if this woman would have pushed behind me in one of these big trolleys and hit my ankle or something and maybe fucking buckle, I would have just punched her straight away. And I'm not a big person. I'm not really big on the whole, like, you know, violence against women type of shit. I think men should keep their hands to themselves in general. But if there ever is an excuse to hit a woman, this is it. If there ever is an excuse to hit a woman, it's when you're queuing at a store and they purposely push the thing behind you. I would just punch her in the face straight away. And if the girl would have said something, the daughter, I would have punched her straight in the face as well. No words, just bang, bang. And just went back in the queue. I would have gladly took that charge, gladly. Again, there's not many opportunities where you can punch a woman, right? We can't really punch them for lying. You can't really punch them for not wearing enough makeup. You can't really punch them for not you can't really hit women really, innit? Which is unfortunate. But if you could hit a woman, this would be a great moment to hit them. What? You're pushing your car against my ankles. You're trying to force me to go forward and shit. You're basically attacking me. You're basically using a car. You're basically using a trolley as a weapon to attack me. Oh, guess what? I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to elbow you. I'm going to spinning back fist you. Imagine you spinning back fist her from there. Ooh. And she hits her head on this hard floor. Ooh. You might catch an M charge, but at least she stopped doing what she's doing. You know? At least she stopped what she's doing. Everyone's screaming, but at least she stopped what she's doing. You might not see your kids again in 27 years, but at least she stopped doing what she's doing.
Hey, turn around, dude. Not a goddamn thing. We're done.
By the way, you guys do this a lot in America. What is it about people, adults, that get into public freakout debates or like arguments or back and forths, and they do this like the raised voice thing? What is that? I feel like I see that a lot in America. Guys, chill out. We're done. Like, what is all that about? Like, why are you raising your voice? What's that? You think that's gonna scare me? That's gonna shock me into action? What is it about that raising voice thing? I see how people do that. Okay. It's like, who do you think you're talking to?
Fucking do. Hey, turn around, dude. We're done. Not a goddamn thing.
We're done. What? Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
We're done.
She's been harassing him this whole time.
And of course, this random white dude who's working there comes up to the white lady and asks her if she's okay, even though she's the one that's been the aggressor. Honestly, it fucking sucks to be black, innit? It fucking sucks to be a black man living in this world nowadays, huh? It fucking sucks, innit? You might get to fuck some Latinas, right? You might get to fuck some fat white women, right? You might be able to dance. You might be able to cook well. You know how to season, right? You might be funny. But one of the worst things is that when you get into an argument with a fucking mum in a store, everyone's always going to assume you're the aggressor, even though you're defending yourself because they did something wrong first, just because of the color of your skin. Life is so hard for us.
Ma'am, how are you in here? The lion. Keep going. You can turn your camera off. I would have kicked this girl straight in her belly. I would have Sparta kicked her straight in her belly. She had to drive back her mum. What do you say to my mum? I would have kicked her straight in her sternum. She would never get up again. All those fucking nachos and chili cornflakes and whatever else she eats would have popped out. I would have just kicked her right in the sternum, right there, right here. No, just wait.
I love her. The daughter's a spitting image of her mum, by the way. Daughter's a spitting image of her mum. I'm not gonna lie. As much as these women annoy me,
the woman recording is also a little bit of a piece of shit, in it. What type of a narc do you have to be recording an argument you're not even in? Just for evidence. What type of a loser do you have to be to record an argument you have no business being in? It's not even, you're not even involved. You're not involved. It's just not your guy. Like, this is some weird behavior, man. Like, now they're quiet and just like the rage. You could feel the fucking tension, innit? You could feel the tension. You could feel the tension in the queue. It just wants to go. Honestly, this is so stupid. You can feel the tension in the queue. Everyone's thinking of what's gonna happen next now. Everyone's quiet. They're just gossiping and bickering under their breath about it. They're not talking with as much bass in their voice, by the way. Huh? They're not talking with as much bass in their voice anyway, right? The volume's lowered a bit now. The daughter trying to calm her mum down like her mum is some fucking bad gal. Like she's some psycho. Oh, you don't want to see Marge. You don't want to see fucking Anne lose it. Bro, lose it, man. Show me what you're about. Lose it. Lose it. Please, I beg you, lose it. Don't calm your mum down like she's going to do something. She ain't doing nothing, man. Your mum ain't about it. Your mum ain't about the beef. Your mum don't want it. Oh, the little look behind. Oh.
I hope you're enjoying this. I really do. I just wonder, do you just have that out all the time throughout going to the store?
No, just when people are harassing others and acting like parents. I'm not gonna even get in an argument with you.
Yeah, you're still recording. That's what's getting, like, it would be one thing if you actually turned it off. Like, the interaction's done. Now it's between us. Because this is stupid.
Let me ask you a question. I just want to understand.
Oh. We got another side of the beef now. Hold on. Is that woman about to click her fingers at her? Is that woman about to click her fingers? Is she about to snap her fingers to get her attention? Okay, I'm fighting this lady straight away. I think, to be fair, not to be a simp, but I would give the daughter a bit of a bly. I think she's been raised wrong. The mum is a piece of shit. I think she's been raised really badly. The mum's setting a bad example for the daughter. So I might not Spartan kick the daughter anymore. I would focus all of my blows. I would focus all of my violence, all of my aggression on the mum. The mum needs to get beaten up. Because if she's about to flick her fucking fingers at this person behind, like she's some sort of fucking slave, like some, like a dog, I'm gonna throw a wobbler. I would throw a wobbler instantly.
This is stupid. Let me ask you a question. I just want to understand. Excuse me. You're going to record me.
Oh, wow.
She's so rude. She's so rude, man. Oh my God.
Ow. And you're not even gonna listen? Oh, that's trashy. That's trashy.
Hold on, what's trashy? You clicking your fingers is not trashy, but the woman holding her phone and recording you is.
Oh, wow. And you're not even gonna listen? Oh, that's trashy. That's trashy.
So, like, were you there when it all happened?
Don't even, you're not gonna dig.
No, it's a simple question. I understand, but it's a simple question. Were you even there when it all happened?
You have the whole thing on recording? That's what I would like to know. The whole thing, even him cutting in front of us?
No, because I was the last one in line. so you weren't there. You wouldn't know. And that's the part where you're just like, oh, it's like,
Don't fucking talk to me.
we're going over here. Don't worry.
Honestly, man. Honestly. What happens at this age? What do you think happens to people like this? Is it upbringing? Are they just pieces of shit? Like, even that little last push there. Do you wanna die in this Costco? Do you want an ambulance to come here and pick up your lifeless body from the floor? Do you want that to happen? Do you want to leave here in crutches? Do you want to leave here with a missing eye? With your sundress all tattered up and shit? And your rolls all on display? Do you want that? Like, what is wrong with these people? Why don't you just buy your shit and go home? Why are you like this? That is crazy, bro. This black man has a lot of fucking self-control, because I would have gone crazy on them. Legit crazy. But again, maybe he's right, because if he would have gone crazy as a black man, he would have definitely spent some time in jail, maybe even prison, maybe with a felony, or because, you know, someone pushed you from behind with their fucking trolley. So maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it isn't worth it. But for me, it's always worth it for me. It's always worth it for me. I'm willing to fucking lose it all if somebody's pushing their trolley behind me and making me buckle and shit and scraping the back of my fucking, you know, legs and my Achilles. No. You're not doing that. That's really annoying. It kind of hurts sometimes as well. I'm not going to have that short shit, personally. But, you know, I could be wrong. Moving on. I'm not too sure if I spoke about this, but there's a clip here that features Chris DiStefano talking about the possibility of History Hyenas coming back. I'm happy to hear this, because as much as I think their time has kind of passed and the moment's gone and other pods have maybe replaced them, the fact that we don't have that many funny, no, other pods, I think we need as many funny stand-up comedy podcasts as possible. So even if it is a bit overcrowded nowadays, and they probably should never have stopped History Hyenas, if there is a possibility that they will reconcile, that they will get back together and do History Hyenas, I'm all for it. Because that pod, when it was around, was super funny. And it was really dumb of them to fucking stop doing it. It really was. It was the funniest thing either of them have done ever. And they should have just kept on doing it. Even if Chris DiStefano went on to do his shitty TV presenting job with that horrible show where they converted barns into bars, he could have still done it on the side. It was a dumb decision to not continue on doing it. So if they are going to get back together, I'd be very, very happy about that, because I really did enjoy History Hyenas.
That's from a Bay Ridge Boys episode, web series I did with Giannis when we did some Bay Ridge Boys episode where we were sleeping head to toe.
You look like the kid in Ellis Island who's waiting on his papers.
Yeah.
You're on the bunk bed.
I was a fat fuck, too.
I know. You look like you're wearing those old bathing suits from the 20s.
Giannis was
Oh!
He wasn't fat there, Giannis.
No.
Is this a lemon party?
Yeah.
We got to have you guys make up, man.
I know.
Have you? How often do you
He
talk to
doesn't
him?
care anymore. I've talked to him about it.
I haven't spoken to him in a few months, but I'm down to talk to him.
Come on in, Jan.
Get him in.
That'd be a good guess.
Give him a beefy.
It's been 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
who cares at this point? I want to bring it back. Start talking about history and yelling about
Hell
the
yeah.
Chinese again.
Hell yeah. Squeak.
Squeak of the week.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a great
the
show.
Squeak of the week. We had like our whole language on history.
I know.
People still, I mean, it's almost like daily. People will at least comment on YouTube and yell something about History Hyenas.
It was funny, man.
It was fun.
Do it again.
Well, I would.
Okay.
I would do it again. It's
here
fun.
First.
Why
Have a
did it
good time.
stop in the first place?
Oh, boy.
This is what I hope they tackle when they do the show again. They need to speak about why it stopped, because that would be a lesson to all in terms of, you know, maybe the grass isn't green on the other side, and also just be nice for them to like communicate, you know, with the public and maybe with other people in the industry about how difficult it is when you're, you know, it's a comedy duo. You both got your own lives, you both got your own careers, different goals in mind, different projects you want to do. I can understand it being difficult to align them things, but I think it's important to realize when you got a good thing. And they clearly have good comedic timing. They were really close. They got each other well. Like, why stop that type of show? Honestly, History Hyenas was so good. I really don't understand, even to this day, why you would stop it. It makes no sense. And I remember somebody saying on my stream chat that even back then they were making a decent amount of money on Patreon with the bonus episodes of History Hyenas. So it wasn't even like it was like an underground thing that only some people like 10-minute podcasts that probably didn't make those guys, Will Sasso, Chris and fucking Brian, much money, because maybe it was a little bit before the whole podcast boom. They were actually getting loads of, feedback from the fans that they liked it and that it was also profitable. So why quit it? Why? It makes no sense. But obviously we know why, because Chrissy D thought he was going to be a fucking TV presenter, which is odd too, because, I see him maybe doing some sketch comedy things or whatever, but I could never picture him being a good host for a show. He doesn't really give me host energy, which is weird, but maybe you have to always try out your dreams and see if they work or not. But I think that was a really bad decision.
There we go.
It's that stuff. I think if hopefully we do it again, it would be fun for me and Giannis to go out and the first episode we do is the history of History Hyenas type thing, and then talk. You know what I mean?
I like that.
And then do that and get it all out in a fun way of what happened, my side, his side, and then kind of and then patch it up and then yell about.
You could do it debate style too. We could moderate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could come out and bring character witnesses. He could come out and bring character witnesses. This fucking guy will come out for the both of us. It's fucking two-timing pig.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's gonna come back. Oh yeah, big up Andy Ward. Yeah, fucking hell. Mike Redbar has been going in hard on fucking Giannis. It's been funny to watch. And it all started with a light bit of trolling. Giannis didn't understand it, didn't get the joke, went off the fucking reservation, and now he's turned into an all-out war. And he's getting fucking decimated, unfortunately for Giannis. And he doesn't... It's always disappointing when you think the guys who are cool and who can get the joke and don't take themselves too seriously, take themselves very seriously and don't get the joke. Like, Giannis doesn't like it when people... rib him and give him a bit of, he doesn't seem to reply too well. He's really flown off the handle with Red Bar. It's really odd, man. It's like, bro, you're a professional comedian, aren't you? Can't you, banter back or something? Clap back with some jokes maybe? Instead of getting your fucking knickers in a twist and shit. Very, very odd human being. Very, 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 very odd human being. But maybe we shouldn't be surprised. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised. And there's a post here, courtesy of the History Hyenas subreddit, big up those guys, fucking brilliant. A little meme here describing what happened. So basically, History Hyenas broke up in 2021, and no one knows why, because Chris Stefano and Jens Pappas had some mystery falling out that no one knows the reasons behind. And then Chris latched onto Jimmy Kimmel. Really? I didn't know that. Was Chris Stefano with Jimmy Kimmel? Okay, cool. Chris launched onto Jimmy Kimmel and Salva Arcano to try and go mainstream. And was worried that Hyenas would get him cancelled. Honestly, comedians are the worst, isn't it? The self-interest, the selfishness, the self-preservation that comedians have is diabolical. Diabolical, bro, because they could have been far more forward in their careers. They could be making way more money doing History Hyenas together than doing their own show separately. No one watches either of their pods. I like Giannis. Even I don't, you know what I mean? But together they're fucking dynamite. So why would you cancel that? All because you want to make it in Hollywood and you're afraid they might cancel you. Fuck it, man. Ride it until the wheels fall off. Meanwhile, Giannis went on to Flagrant 2 and confirmed that Chris decided to end it and subtly hinted that Chris is being the reason why it all ended on his own podcast, Long Days. Then in 2024, Chris goes on We Might Be Drunk and Hey Babe and mentioned that he's going to restart his Hyenas in a half-joking but also half-sincere way. And Venita and Chris stole from some History Hyenas. Venita, who Chris stole from Hyenas, is out of a job, so she was more time now and looking for more podcasts. So now the whole matriarchy is going wild at the idea of becoming tuts again, and is sending everyone into a frenzy at the idea of a reunion being possible for one of the Hyenas. Ladder 14, it's a character piece. Yeah, honestly, I loved fucking I loved his Hyenas. It was so funny. It really was fucking funny. And obviously there's a post here on the History Hyenas Instagram account, actually, where they're posting images of their bits and stuff. This is from Giannis. I don't think this is much of an indication it's going to come back. I guess they've got a pretty popping Instagram account because of how good History Hyenas was. Why not promote your special and your clips and shit on there? It makes sense because it's both of your accounts. So I would assume Chris and Giannis both post on there their respective things. That makes sense. But yeah, I would like to see History Hyenas back. I want History Hyenas to come back. I hope that's the case. Fingers crossed History Hyenas makes a comeback. Fingers fucking crossed. Continuing on here, we have a post courtesy of the No Jumper subreddit regarding Potlord. Potlord was streaming on his Spliff Mode TV channel, and look who walked in. Look at the mysterious person, or the mysterious persons, who walked into the room when Potlord was in there, and take a look at his eyes and how they glanced around the room when these people walked into the room. Look at how his eyes darted around the room. Check his eyes. Check his eyes. I know they're a bit yellow, but check his eyes.
The switcher, but you can do the switcher with the keyboard. What's up?
Yeah, that's a real nigga there, bro. He had to quickly have a look. Quickly have a look at the bunda, huh? Quickly have a look at the bunda. Quickly have a look at the old Riley, cheeks, eh? Quickly have a look at the old Riley cheeks. Look at that. There we go. Look at that. Quickly have a look at the old Riley cheeks, just to make sure they're still there. Okay, they're still there. Just to quickly have a look. Quickly have a look. Quickly glance over at the Riley cheeks. Love to see it. Some people are saying that Riley might be pregnant. I don't think so. I just think she's fat, unfortunately. It is what it is, isn't it? You know, you get comfortable, you're in a relationship, you're chilling, you're having a good time. It is what it is. I don't think she's pregnant. I think she's just, put on some weight. She looks happy. Looks like she's having fun. They're moving to a new location. So this is just relationship weight. Unfortunately for her, I just think she has some, fun, some love weight. Good love weight. And I also think because Potlord's wife is very slim and skinny, the contrast makes her look way bigger than what she probably is. Probably, I would assume so.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't think she's pregnant. I think it's just a shirt. It's just maybe a bit chubby. But I love how she doesn't like to go in front of the camera, but she always finds a way to kind of pass one. I think that's hilarious. I think that's so funny. She really doesn't want to be on camera. She doesn't want to be on stream, but she always finds a way to kind of, let her presence be known. It's like, bro, it's not that deep, man. They're not gonna kill you, man. The stream chat isn't that. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Just get your boyfriend to stop shouting at you and bullying you on camera, and most people will leave you alone. It really is okay. It's not that deep. But yeah, big up Spliff Mode. Big up Potlord for having a quick glance and checking out the wares and seeing Wagwan.
What's that? The switcher, but you can do the switcher with the keyboard.
Oh, man. Let's continue on. We have this video courtesy of No Jumper subreddit featuring Poetic Flacco. Poetic Flacco got himself a new car. He's got a new Mercedes. I'm not too sure what model it is. I'm not really too familiar with vehicles and shit and what shape certain things are based on the interior, unfortunately. But he posted a little flexing video. No, he didn't post it. P Nice did, actually. P Nice took a video of him in his car flexing his, his car, his new purchase, tapping away at his center console and having a good time with the car. I personally couldn't get past how tight it looked like in that car. Like, there's no room. Literally the steering wheel was like, pinching his legs. That's the only thing I couldn't get past. But congratulations to him anyway for purchasing probably his dream car, I'm assuming.
Flacco, got that new big body thing, huh? I see you, Flacco. My nigga Flacco. I see you.
Hey, listen, man. Let me get into it, man. Come on, now. Look at hey, see, man. Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey,
Look. Oh, that's what you want to see, the AMG? Hey, Finn, listen, right? Hey, listen. I know you bitch ass niggas taking your fucking $3,000 to Carbacks and getting a 2016 A-Class, man. Now this is cash, feel me, man? Cash, feel me, man? Oh, you cashed out? Hey, cashed out. Pink slip. No notes, you feel me, man? Right, but hey, man, look at this, man. Come on, man. Bro, listen, this ain't wood grain. This is pinstripe, nigga, fiber. Hey, man. Who got pinstripe fiber in this motherfucker, nigga? Hey. Listen, no.
I'm not. Congratulations to him. Well done, getting the car. But I don't think I could be happy driving my car and not have any room under the steering wheel to move my legs.
Hey, look.
Like, that is wild, bro. He legitimately can't move. Look at his legs. Look at the steering wheel. There's literally no space. When he turns the steering wheel, his steering wheel is rubbing along his fucking legs, rubbing on his legs as he's turning. What a weird body, innit? What a weird build. And look how fat his hand is, touching the fucking screen and shit. It's like, I guess you bought it in cash, but, you know, maybe that money and time could be best spent on, you know, some speech therapy lessons, maybe losing some weight and shit. A little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you know, drinking a fucking mango slushy there. It's like, fucking hell, bro. What's the point of buying such a nice car when you have to literally hold the top of the roof to kind of drag yourself out? Like, you know, maybe that'll motivate him to lose some weight and actually fit in it properly, because this is not a good look. You don't want the steering wheel to be like, unless you're tall, that's one thing, but look at it. There's literally no clearance there. Zero clearance. And at the bottom of that steering wheel to the top of his leg. Zero clearance. Maybe he has to drive the car with his legs split open. Maybe he has some man spread and then drive the car like that. That's a weird thing, but yeah. Big up point to Flacco, man. Good to see. I would maybe put a word of caution about flexing, because he's so hated and people don't like him and people are trying to test him and shit. I think it's not the smartest thing to be flexing your money, flexing your cars, being Flacco. You know, it's gonna make him a bit of a target. I don't know. Maybe he has that thing on him, so he's not bothered. But I think if I was Flacco, I'd be a little bit more cautious about how I roll. You know, and the things people see me, you know, using and doing or whatever it may be. Just be a little bit more cautious about it. I would be anyway. But maybe he's fine because, you know, he's got that thing on him and he's not bothered. Maybe that's the case. But congrats to him anyway for getting his dream car. Congrats to him anyway for getting his dream car. All funded through, you know, pitting gangsters against gangsters, talking about gang politics, talking about street shit, acting like he hates it, but also profiting from it, which is, you know, poetic in its own, you know, in its own way. That's the American dream, actually. Talk about things that you hate, monetize it for yourself, profit from it, own self-gain, and rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Well, Flacco is also with the shits, it seems like. Flacco is with the shits. Flacco recently had a fight right on air, live on air, on No Jumper. Some guy called MJ or something, this kid here that's wearing the yellow hat, sitting next to Lush. He had been saying some things about Flacco on YouTube, I'm assuming. Flacco didn't like it. They've had some back and forths. Flacco knew he was in the studio doing the whole music review thing on No Jumper. He pulled up and wanted to shoot a fair one, and they got into it. Here's a little clip of the beginning of the fight. We don't see much of it because No Jumper platform are hosed and they fucking blackened the screen, I guess. But later on, we also have some other clips I'm going to play you too.
Insider.
Yeah, they know Insider. LA though.
Yeah. LA, yeah. We out of town here.
BSP 60s forever bad. You feel me? But regardless, dope artist, and that's dope.
I knew it
that's
already.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Like I said, I was just joking. Hey, Rick's my homie, and I'll do a song with BSG tomorrow. You feel me? Get your money. Yeah. This shit the industry. It's time today. Oh shit!
Flacco pulled up ready for the action and they blacked the screen straight away. One more time. That was fucking hilarious.
The industry. It's time today.
Oh shit! No Jumper is so fucking funny, man. No Jumper is Zeus. Zeus is No Jumper.
Oh, hold on. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Watch the camera.
You do it outside. You do it outside. Yeah, we outside, bitch. Come on. Go outside. Come, yeah. Come on, no. Bro, we outside, bitch. Yeah, you go outside. Go outside. Take that shit outside. Come on.
Oh, shit.
Come on. Bro, ain't no.
Sorry.
Come on.
Okay.
Go across the street. Come on, bro. I didn't get the fight. Bro, come on, bro. All right, give me 1 second.
Hey, it's beautiful, man. Y'all go tap in.
Flocko definitely picking and choosing his fights, isn't it? Because this kid looks like he's 90 pounds, maybe less. Flocko really picking and choosing his fights. Because this kid literally looks like a child compared to Flocko. Flocko could sit on this guy's chest and probably kill him. He could legitimately sit on his chest and probably kill him from asphyxiation or something. I swear to God he could. I swear to God he could suffocate this guy by just sitting on his fucking chest. So I love how he's picking and choosing his battles. I love it. But, you know, when you have to pack somebody out to send a message, you got to pack someone out to send a message. Allegedly he did that. That's what people are saying. He packed the kid out. Again, I don't think it's much of a W, but I guess he pulled up to No Jumper, shot the fair one and packed the kid out. There's a post here from his Instagram, Coach No Jumper subreddit, where he posts, "I want to apologize to my family and friends for the incident tonight. I am non-violent. Me pulling up and running dude out of the building was a moment of weakness. I just get tired of street dudes telling us how tough they are. I wanted to show y'all these dudes soft in person if they don't have 100 dudes with them." The funny thing is, this Somali kid doesn't look like a street dude to me. Again, I don't know much about the incident. I don't know much about this MJ dude, but this guy doesn't look like a street dude to me. Again, I'm not basing street dudes on their stature and build and shit, but he just seems like a YouTuber to me. He doesn't seem like a street dude. So I love Flocko. He always goes into his first response in any situation is always to lie. His first instinct is always to fucking lie. I love it. He can't even be like honest in this regard. Even if he did beat the kid up, you could just say, yeah, I had to beat the brakes off of a YouTuber or something. I don't know, just beat the brakes off somebody. He lies and paints his kid out to be a street dude so that he can send a message to Ace Boy Trey or something. Is that what he's trying to do? Is this like a subliminal message he's trying to send? I wanted to show y'all these dudes soft in person if they don't have 100 dudes with them. So now Flocko is saying that he could beat up most street dudes if they don't have their goons with them, which is hilarious, by the way. There's another video here too that shows a little bit more of the fight. I think this shows another angle, right? Yeah, I think is this another angle? Yeah, I think this is the other angle from the other side. I don't know who took this video. Oh no, but I think this is a studio. This is from the channel. It looks like there's the guy he's meant to be fighting. People are holding Flocko back. He probably is enjoying getting held back because it's making him seem like he's dangerous. Because if you really want to fuck somebody up, you don't need to announce that you're there. Just pull up and beat the brakes off person. You don't need to like announce and make a big scene. So I think Flocko enjoyed being held back. We all know guys like that, right? We all know guys who enjoy being held back, who enjoy being told to calm down, who enjoy it when they crash out and girls start screaming. I think that's what he likes. If you really wanted to beat this kid up, you could have beat him up sitting in his chair if you wanted to. He's really built like a baddie, innit? Like whoever said that was right, innit? He really is built like an IG baddie, innit? Look at him. He really is built like an IG baddie. Look at that. That's all ass. All of that is all ass. That is all ass. Look at him. God damn, bro. He's legitimately built like that. Like, I can't understand how you see yourself in the mirror and not even try and maybe do some jumping jacks or something just to lower the mass. It's too much jiggle going on there, man. That's what I wouldn't like anyway, but maybe everyone's different. Maybe he enjoys walking down the street and having a bit of, having the fucking floor shake every time he steps. Maybe.
We outside, bitch. Come on.
We outside.
Bro, we outside, bitch. Come on, bro. We outside, bitch. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, shit.
Come on.
Bro, ain't no camera. Come on. All right, okay.
Bitch ass nigga, bro. Come on. Flacco, man, that voice, he's so fucking funny. He really is, honestly, one of the most incredible people I've ever seen in my entire life. Honestly, I swear to God. He's so fucking hilarious. Unintentionally, he's so hilarious. Pick and choose Flacco is fucking brilliant. Another clip as well from it that says, what's this one? Another clip that says, Flacco calls MJ an F-bomb and MJ ups the blicky on Flacco. Wow. MJ came through with the nah, yeah?
Fucking no jumper, fool. Wait. Here's your hoodie, fool. Your hoodie.
Patrick's out there, right? Yeah, we're good.
Man, oh man, I literally don't even know where to begin right now. But no jumper, you know we turn it up.
Lush is just happy he's not the one getting beaten up in it. He's just happy he's not the one having to fight Flacco. He's seen the power, he's seen the mass. He doesn't want those problems.
First experience in here, you know, it's jumping. I fuck with it for sure, yeah.
You a faggot too, and you a bitch, nigga. Bro, I promise you, bro, listen. I promise you, I'm gonna do it to you when I see you again.
I'm gonna do it to you when I see you again. Yo, pause, Flacco. I'm gonna do it to you when I see you again. Pause.
I'm do it to you, nigga. Oh, come on.
You talking the wrong talk.
Nah. Bro. Nah. Bro, listen, bro. That one of you, nigga, you was a bitch. Bro, that one of you, you was a hoe, nigga.
Everybody wants to hear that, Mikey.
Yeah, let him hear it.
Yeah, open the fucking door.
Open the door. Nothing's gonna happen anyway.
Honestly, what is No Jumper descended into? No Jumper is basically Zeus, and Zeus is No Jumper. Okay, and this is the last clip from it. Flacco breaks down how the fight happened and what happened in the fight. Let's see what happens. What Flacco said.
Look, bro, right? Bro.
Look at how he's built. Look at the size of him. It's honestly astonishing that he spends all this time ranting and raving at people online, talking crazy to rappers and shit, talking even crazier when it comes to women, and he's built like this and looks like that and stutters the way he does. It's incredible. He doesn't shut the fuck up. It's like, bro, deal with your stutter, then deal with what you look like, because, you know. But this is something that's quite admirable to him, actually. He has the self-confidence of of somebody that doesn't look like him, you know? The way he has confidence is pretty admirable. Like, we could all learn to be as confident and as loud and as wrong as Flacco, because despite him being wrong all the time, and despite him lying all the time, and despite him looking the way he does and that aggressive stutter that he has, he does not shut the fuck up. He never does shut the fuck up. He loves the sound of his own voice.
But that man been harassing me online for 2 years now, right? Been telling lies on me, right? Like making up shit on me, right? For 2 fucking years now, right? And he came here at my workplace.
What the fuck are they talking about DW for? They just be wishing.
Yeah, right?
Shit. Like,
right? Listen, right? Bro. But for 2 years, right? He's been harassing me.
I'd like to see the fight between Flacco and DW. That would actually be funny. I'd like to see Flacco and Brick Baby tag team link up and try and take down DW. That would be a funny fight to see, actually. I'd love to see that.
And online. He came to my workplace and I said, bro, I don't even know you, my nigga.
No, actually, I'd love to see Brick Baby link up with Flacco to fight DW.
Like what's your issue? Bro, I don't even know you. Like why are you beefing with me, right? And he said, bitch ass nigga, pull up. I got something for you. I'm here all night. Pull up, you hoe ass nigga, right? Right? And he said he the street nigga. He said he the gang member, right? And he said that he the nigga who's really about it, right?
Snitching, as per usual. Always snitching, Flacco.
I pulled up, bro. I would have socked him out here. Pat saved him. We went outside and Y'all was there. His bitch ass ran, right, and said, bro, I don't want to squad. Like, you too big for me. Bro, these niggas, again, bro, it's not all street niggas, bro. Right? But, right?
Look at his face. But what? What did you say, bro?
Street niggas, bro. Right? But, right, bro? Listen, but there's a portion of the street niggas, bro, who woof, harass. And their safe haven is they got a gang of niggas that's behind them, right? Right? He was talking shit for 2 years, harassing me. Set up here about 30 minutes ago. And said, yo, pull up, I got something for you. You bitch ass nigga suck my dick. I pulled up and the bitch ass nigga ran, hopped in the whip and left, right? And Donnie said, no, bro, why you running, bro? Come back. Bro, he's a bitch.
Oh, he left?
Why is he screaming? Like, just explain what happened. Why is he screaming?
No, he didn't leave. He didn't leave.
I'm about to say, fuck.
So, look
at how he's sitting. Look at how he's sitting. Look at how Flacco's sitting on that chair. Like, this is pause worthy, no? Look at how he's sitting on that chair. Look at how he's sitting on that chair. What? Look at how he's sitting on that chair. Why is he sitting like that? Yo, back up. I don't know, man. Stop poking your bum out, man. Like, what? He's like, poke it out, baby. Yo.
Look, I totally understand Flacco's sentiments.
Oh yeah, I didn't clock that. Big up Shades Cow. They took off the arms on the chair, yeah, they did. So you can fit.
Right here, 1,000%. To be fair, I never heard MJ claim he was a gang member or anything like that.
He's standing here. I'm from the streets on this very same pod.
He just said that he was here for the streets and all that.
True.
Honestly, you did all of that. The person came. It's a time to hold him and fold him, and you wasn't supposed to fold him right there. You was supposed to hold him.
So what I saw was Flacco was definitely came in hot and was ready to fucking squab.
Fucking hell, Lush, man. Like, put your fucking tongue away. Why are you glazing Flacco? Don't worry, he's not gonna beat you up next. Relax.
Flacco showed up, pulled up, unannounced, uninvited. We were unaware, you feel me? Like, Flacco was gonna be here. He popped up, ready to handle his candle. Respect for that, you feel me?
100%.
1,000%. Now, this is unbiasedly. Initially, MJ looked like he did not want to fight, but he was prepared to fight. Like he's like, look,
he can't run. Somebody, bro, you too big.
The exact.
Nobody really run though. Y'all was both right there.
Yeah.
One of y'all swung, it would have popped out. None of y'all swung.
Nah, he ran. He ran.
Bro, he ran.
And what he said was though, he said,
"Wear you out, make you catch me."
Right.
What kind of bitch ass shit is that?
You gotta, if you squabbling, you gotta lock up, gang.
Anyway, everyone's a gangster. Everyone's a goon. Flacco's pressing guys in real life, throwing hands, being naughty and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. And we're going to end it with one classic one. A classic Flacco. As you can see by the title. Now look right. Now so look right. This is going to be a classic Flacco here. Classic Flacco. Let's go.
Is that a fair assessment?
Nah, look.
Nah,
right.
yeah. He wanted it.
Look, right? Nah, right. Look, right? Nah, look, right? Look, right? Look. And when he comes and sits back here, right?
One more time.
Ask him.
One more time, please. I'm sorry. One more time.
Is that a fair assessment?
Nah, look.
Nah,
right.
yeah. He wanted it.
Look, right? Nah, right. Look, right? Nah, look, right? Look, right? Look. And when he.
Yeah, he wanted it.
Look, right? Nah, right. Look, right? Nah, look, right? Look, right? Look.
Honestly, man, forget that Mercedes. Go get some speech therapy lessons. That will honestly serve him so well, especially given the character that he is. It might actually level up his content.
What's the point of driving a Benz when you're like, look, right, look. It's like, what? And it's not even that bad of a stutter that you can't get it fixed, I don't think. I think that's one that you can actually manage. You can actually, work on and stuff. It's not that aggressive that it will be, you'll fuck him over. But, what do I know? Absolutely nada. I can't stand dumb adults. I think his brain gets stuck. This might be serious. Okay, fair enough. Pay close attention to my next lie. Look right. Look right. No. Look right. Look right. I love my dog. She ain't a gang member, but she will F you up if you get close. Big up Eduardo Madeira. Yeah. Big up MC. Big up Shades Cow. You have to buy your own extender and free seats. It's hilarious. But yeah. I think that might be it, guys. I think I've gone through all the tabs, actually. I think I might have gone through all the tabs. Oh, no, that's it. That's what I'm going through. This is the last one. About the t-shirt. Have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen the t-shirt? Have you guys seen the t-shirt for Drive Fast All Gas? So Brendan's got new merch available for his brand, Drive Fast All Gas. And look what he's got. Look at this. Look at this. He's got the new updated logo without the thunderbolt right on the piston. Now it's just a flame emoji or a flame illustration. Nice, different, always. Now he's got the text, same thing. And now he's got the addition of this little bad boy on the sleeve. You seen this? Look at that bad boy. He's got a electric, I guess a thunderbolt sign that's been crossed out, which is basically a nod to his hatred of electric cars, which is not real. It's just like a made up thing that he wants to give himself a personality. But imagine that's your car merch that that's part of the merch that you have to buy, by the way, to enter the raffle to win that red truck that he's giving away. It's such a naff design. It's so fucking lame. Pigeonholing yourself as the hater of electric. Don't your trucks run on some form of electric themselves? Like, what is this all about? Such a weird thing to do. It's so fucking bizarre. But it doesn't end there. Look at the back of the t-shirt. If you thought the front was too much, look at the back. That thunderbolt really sticks out too. It doesn't make any sense too. The back of the t-shirt is like this. Look at the back of it. Life is too short to drive electric cars. Like, what is that? This is hella lame. Hella corny. This is definitely some Pinterest-esque quote. Like, what the fuck is this? Even the most dedicated Tesla EV fanatics wouldn't, like, what is this? Life is too, what does driving electric have to do with life being too short? It just doesn't make any sense. It's so insanely shit and so bad. And just stylistically, right? Again, I'm no big designer. I'm no fucking creative genius. But there's something about having 3 different font styles, kind of, with that font, this font, and whatever this logo looks like is really odd. The fact that all of it is black and white and then you've got the cross sign over the thunderbolt in red is also bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. Why do you have 2 different fonts? Why do you have this little design here? Is that to show the finishing line? Why does it need to be there? Why can't you just have all the text written in this level instead? Or maybe all the text written in the electric font. It's just odd. It's just odd. It makes no sense. It's really poorly done. And most likely he paid somebody a lot of money to do this. And they just whacked it into AI and then they spat out these designs. But that looks fucking terrible. And then, of course, someone on Fighting the Kids subreddit, look what they discovered on the Fighting the Kids subreddit. Of course, this idea isn't original. This whole crappy slogan, life's too short to drive electric, isn't even an original fucking slogan. Isn't even an original saying. It's something that he's grabbed from all other places. Look at this brand that says too short not to drive electric cars. Another one, life is too short from, I guess, Etsy or something. And another one from another company called 365 Car Mods with the same type of thing. How hilarious is that? How hilarious is it that this saying that he's banking and resting his entire rebrand of his car persona, car channel on, is a saying that's widely said and clearly plagiarized in some way. Like, oh yeah. It actually looks worse zoomed out. Like, honestly, like, what is with this font? Why is it arching like that? Why is it two different ones? Why is that Thunderbolt there if it's on the sleeve? So you got two Thunderbolt things going on there. Odd. None of it makes sense. And then you go on the other tabs. You got obviously that. And then you got this. Brown shirt, lightning insignia on the sleeve. Handheld in the diciest of positions. Complete obsession with gas. You remember the night sea party now, B? Look at what they put together on the fight. Look at the dots they're connecting. That picture of Brendan. That stuff. Those people. This merch looks addictive. Honestly, they're connecting the brand and that logo to these very, very dicey individuals. Oh my God, bro. Could you imagine? Only Papa could pull this off. Only Papa could somehow get his brand new car channel, cease and desist with it being called Tune Town, then rename it Drive Fast All Gas, use loads of iconography and designs of stuff that he's worn himself as brand inspiration, and then decide to have the slogan be something about life being short to drive electric, which is a very commonly, said slogan by loads of other brands. That's way to differentiate yourself in the market. Jesus Christos, man. You gotta love Papa. You absolutely have to love Papa. I know I do. Big up in the stream chat. Thank you for tuning in, motherfuckers. I gotta bounce. Tomorrow's a new episode of Fighting the Kid, I think. Pops tomorrow, so I'll be back again with that. New episode of the Fighting the Kid drops, I think, tomorrow. So we can do a little watch along with that new episode. Or maybe I'll watch it and actually take the clips. I don't want to put you guys through it anymore because I'm sure some of you hate watching the full episodes. But I'm going to actually pull the clips myself. But thank you for tuning in, my friends. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. Hope you've had a good time here with me. If you have had a good time here with me, please like the stream down below. Please give the stream a like before you leave. That'd be really appreciated. Give it a little like, smash the like button down below. Make sure people know that you've enjoyed the show. That'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys again very, very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in, people. Thank you for hanging out with the kid and all that malarkey. It's always nice to hang out with you people. You know how it is. Peace out, my friends.